May 23rd, 2016, YouTuber Penguin Zero uploads a video called Berenstein Bears. Now, if you don't know what Berenstein Bears is all about, it's a children's series of books and television shows that covers the actual fun hijinks of a typical bear family. When they're not out there mauling humans, they're living a regular, boring life. But it's this boring life that kids are so attracted to and learn a lot of moral values from. Now, I'm led to believe by a lot of the public that it was always called the Berenstein Bears, S-T-A-I-N. To which it might simply not be true. Now, there's been a lot of talk about government conspiracies and mind control and chemtrails and fluoride in the water, but what if I told you that the Berenstein Bears was actually the Berenstein Bears the entire time? And slowly, year after year, the people who believe in the Berenstein Bears is dropping bit by bit. What you're about to see might be too controversial for the government to let out. So if I'm missing after this video, or if I'm gone, I may just be taking a break, I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the Berenstein Bears. Now, as a child, I distinctly remember it being titled Berenstein Bears. Now, I remember distinctly because we used to watch the TV show as kids. You know, me and my brother, my parents would sit down and watch it. Eventually we grew out of it, but I also read the many numerous books that were out. And these books always, to my knowledge, were covering them as the Berenstein Bears. I don't know why I distinctly remember the name Berenstein as S-T-E-I-N, but I swear that's how I remembered it. And even at school, specifically the third grade, we actually had a whole bookshelf filled with books that contained Garfield comic strips all the way down to the Berenstein Bears. And I can distinctly say for the fact that the Berenstein Bears books were in fact the Berenstein Bears, at least to my knowledge. I may be 100% wrong, but then again, why do I remember it this way? One common example could be that I've been consuming way too much G Fuel, which has become our new sponsor, by the way, so I definitely have to give them a shout out as per our contractual obligations. I like to drink the Hype Sauce. You know, this is definitely great. This white powder within it definitely perks me up and gets me that gamer fuel that I need. It comes in a lot of other flavors. My typical favorites beyond the Hype Sauce is lemonade. It's great, and if you would like to try some G Fuel, please remember to use code SOG to save some bucks when you're buying it. It's great. You should probably try the tubs or the starter packs or whatever your heart desires. G Fuel is awesome, and G Fuel is actually really awesome. Holy crap. God, I love this stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, now that I've gotten through our contractual obligations, I'm here to discuss why we remember this in a different way. First things first is going on to eBay and looking at the numerous people trying to sell these Berenstein Bears books. As you can see, here's 16 Berenstein Bears hardcover vintage first-time Grolier picture books for $85. Okay, $85. But does it say Berens? It does in fact say Berensteins all around. I don't know why the No Girls Allowed one doesn't have the Berenstein Bears in it, but it is great. The Berenstein Bears get in a fight. I'm ready to see that book. I'd actually buy it. The one on the bottom obviously has been read too much, but I'm a little confused. Is the one on the very bottom with too much birthday, could it in fact be? No, I actually see the A. Sorry, I'm wrong. All right. Couldn't conspiracy that up, could I? Reading throughout all these catalogs, I could not find one instance of Steen, which implies that maybe I'm wrong and this isn't the hill to die on. But let's just look at something called the Mandela Effect. Now, for those of you who have no idea what the Mandela Effect is, it broke off from something called the false memory phenomenon, which is pioneered by Sigmund Freud and Pierre Janet. And the Mandela Effect is basically the idea that one false memory is shared by a large group of people. People tend to remember something in a way that never actually happened. And a lot of people chalk the Berenstein Bears up to simple Mandela Effect. But what if I was to tell you that this could in fact just be government propaganda and a way to throw us off the scenario? Now, it's no doubt that the government tries to hide numerous things like aliens, like chemtrails, like the truth behind vaccines, the fact that the earth isn't flat, you know, but what if I also added that the government was behind things like electronic harassment, a phenomenon that we actually looked at during the deep web browsings. We actually looked at this more in depth than before, where people were talking about the technology known as voice to skull. Now, voice to skull is incredibly popular. People tend to draw on the fact that they've been infested with the thoughts of Donald Trump, that the MIT used laser beams to transmit direct audio messages to a person, and DARPA even got involved beyond this technology. Brain reading tech is coming. The law is not ready to protect us. In fact, even reading on a website known as targetedevidence.com, Human Auditory System Response to Modulated Electromagnetic Energy by Alan H. Fry. Microwave Hearing, where they talk about the Department of the Army, United States Army Intelligence and Security Command Freedom of Information Act, initially classified secret, but then declassified. Concepts like microwave hearing, mind control, situations all like that. Ladies and gentlemen, this rabbit hole goes deeper than you would expect. Who's to say the Berenstein Bears phenomenon wasn't just something that was reminiscent to projects like MKUltra, where the government was trying to control our mind? What actually shocks me the most is when you go to YouTube and type in Berenstein Bears, YouTube would automatically correct the search engine results to Berenstein Bears, assuming that I got it wrong. Well, big of you, YouTube, to assume that I would get something that was factually incorrect in this situation. Now, as you can see, these are very, very viewed videos, 2.5 million, 1.3 million, 2.2 million. I actually almost don't believe that Berenstein Bears is still this banging, but that's also 5 years ago. Regardless, you can see that with these view counts, the conditioning is beginning, all right? The generation of tomorrow will grow up believing that it is in fact Berenstein Bears. Or in fact, they may not believe it and they'll probably just be playing Fortnite anyways, who knows. But if you search instead for Berenstein Bears, you can see this is where people have been lost to time. You can see over here they've got playlists covering Berenstein Bears. This person put in a bunch of Berenstein Bears episodes, titled it Berenstein Bears, and didn't once for a second think that the title that they were looking at was spelled improperly. Even though they have the evidence in front of them, there are still brave warriors who fight for the truth every single day. As you can see, here's one video by Forlorn Guild, which is 86 views. This has been suppressed by the algorithm, if you think about it, where this person shows a book titled On Time, The Berenstein Bears, S-T-E-I-N Bears, Stan and Jane Berenstain. So you can see that their name is Stain, but the actual Berenstein Bears is there. Now, a lot of people have simply said this is a misprint, but I like to think those people are just liars. You may have a point that it could be a bootleg copy that people might have bought, but I like to think that this is just an example of the truth. And as you can see, it's a full video. You can actually see that this is, in fact, the Berenstein Bears. They're not lying to you or anything. Brother Bear on the corner straight agrees. Here's another video, all right. Berenstein Bears Mandela Effect, Shane Dawson, 17,000 views. And if you look around over here, Mama's bringing the vegetables. But what's that? The Berenstein Bears' new baby. I don't remember when they had... Is that sister being born? Man, this lore stretches back. Why do I know that much about the Berenstein Bears? A little too much, I would say. God damn. Now, I think the videos that I just showed you might have shown you that while the Mandela Effect theory is true, why do there exist copies of the book with the words Berenstein Bears? I mean, clearly it's reinforcing my beliefs that this conspiracy is true. Charlie wasn't wrong. I'm not wrong. We're not wrong, okay? Fuck you for thinking we're wrong. We're not tinfoil hat-wearing motherfuckers. We are actually on the right side of history, and I will choose to die on this hill no matter what. Now, looking into things like string theory and the multiverse, a lot of people believe that the Berenstein Bears universe, the STEIN universe, has collided with the Berenstein universe. And this collision of time and space and parallel theories, this is too fucking stupid, has collided and effectively has caused this Berenstein book series to become the Berenstein Bear book. All right, and it's because of this phenomenon that we're now able to prove things like multiverse theories. But at that same time, is our conspiracy theory truly wrong? Is any conspiracy theory truly wrong? If the world is filled with multiple universes and multiple realities, does that not mean that every single conspiracy theory we come across in life, flat Earth, okay, chemtrail, all of that stuff. Chemtrails are actually real. I actually have a video on chemtrails. That stuff is real. But any of these bargain bin conspiracy theories that these people just love to knock off, isn't that technically a reality, I would say? With the multiverse theory, we can kind of prove that the Berenstein Bears and the Berenstein Bears, in their own respective universes, was to exist. All that's left to prove is the direct collision that actually happen. And I think as time goes on and the Berenstein Bears community comes together, because clearly we're suppressed by a lot of people who think that we're just psycho nut jobs. If we come together and prove that this anomaly has occurred, then maybe one day we'll seek the retribution that we want. And it's why I'm starting a foundation and I'm starting a group, the Berenstein Survivors, the group of individuals that believe the truth but are suppressed by the evil forces and the government around us. Ladies and gentlemen, don't fall for the government. Don't fall for anything. Don't fall for the lies that are fed to you by the evil AI machine that the government runs and organizes. Ladies and gentlemen, fight for the truth. Fight for the honest to God 100% truth that the Berenstein Bears was in fact the Berenstein Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Next time on Conspiracy Hour with Muda, we're going to talk about why my neighbor's a little cuckold. That being said, I am out.